everybody. Hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. It's quite a Thursday night. Indictment Day. Happy Indictment Day, everybody. It's very exciting. We'll get to that in a second. It's very exciting. A couple of just quick little things you might be interested in. One is that our community member, Linda, said she does tarot readings, but she also launched a candle shop on her website. She would like you to go look at it, tell her what you think. She has some cute, tarot candles and stuff. So the link is below. Her name's Linda. And then also my sister Kris has started up her channel again, Card Voyant. And she's doing a lot of stuff about grids and ley lines and earth energy and all that kind of stuff. And she does some channeling. So you might be interested in that. And she also does readings. So I just wanted to throw that out there for people that want a reading or need a traditional regular reading. So, okay. So let's talk about Trump and the fact he's going to jail. Let's talk about that. So a lot of people have said that, 7 counts of indictment. Yeah. Yes. And one is to do with the Espionage Act, which we saw a couple of weeks ago on Thursday Night Live, that was going to be one of the things. Happy Diamond Day. Thank you, Tarot by the Bay. Yay. It's happening. Yay. It's taken us so long to get here, but we never thought it would happen. But, but a couple of things I wanted to just bring up that happened for me when it comes to Trump going to jail was that I got 2 things that happened in dreams. One was a visit from his dad, and that was like I woke up and he was there. And so this was like a visitation kind of in between dream kind of thing. And his dad he said a few things, but one of the things he did say was that, and we're talking about Dad Trump, that thank you, unique one, for the super sticker, that he's supposed to go to jail. That's the plan, is that he goes to jail and has kind of an awakening in jail and kind of stops the cycle in the family of this kind of behavior, which is crazy, right? But that did happen. And the other thing that happened was I had a dream where I saw a man, and I knew it was Trump, but his hair was like from here, like he had a really receding hairline, and it was slicked back, and it was kind of long, and it was gray. And then he was pale as a ghost. And in the dream, I was like, I know that's Trump, but why does he look like that? And he was sitting down in an orange jumpsuit talking to a reporter. And I thought, of course, that's what he would look like in jail, because he doesn't have his swoopy hairspray stuff and he doesn't have his makeup. So it was kind of a realistic view of him in prison. So whatever happens, I did have those 2 kind of, I don't want to say assurances, but kind of pointers saying that he may go to jail. So we'll just keep that. We'll and also, way back from when we were getting the thing about the King Kong, right? All of these things happening and him just being completely annihilated, basically, is that this is about us. This is about us learning something. We're meant to see this. That's what my guides have said from the beginning. We're meant to see this happen, and we're meant to see the way this happens. his vileness and his vile behavior and the people around him, how they react, and how he can manipulate people and suck people in, and all of this. And then for it to all come crumbling down, we're all meant to see this to learn something. And so, and to fix things as well. So that's what came to mind as this stuff started to come out this evening. A few things that, came back from the past kind of came back into my memory. And I just started thinking about these things that might be way more relevant now than they were several years ago. Thank you, Cheryl. Happy day. It's the happiest day. And there's more where this came from. Yeah, it's the Espionage Act, Katie. And we talked about just the word espionage came up when we were looking at what's going to happen to Trump. And we did surmise that it probably meant espionage charges. And it's like conspiracy, something, espionage. So, Tarot by the Bay, thank you. Oh, Adam, has the UK ever had a moment like this?
No, we've never had a completely criminal prime minister, as far as I know, anyway.
You beheaded some queens, but other than that,
that's politically incorrect.
Oh no, you have some.
So yeah, Henry VIII.
Yeah, so I mean, Henry VIII. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. But as far as putting them on trial, I don't think so. Yes, Linda G says she saw him standing on a stage and people throwing tomatoes. Yeah, it will be very interesting as the facts come out, as things come out, how people react, because I think that it's about to get real as far as like what he's about and who he is and what's going on here. And yeah, that's what's happening. And Pat Robertson died today. Oh, thank you for reminding me about that. Some big religious leaders would die this year. Yeah, a lot of times I just don't remember. So I do appreciate when people write me and say, you got this right or whatever. I'm not really. Thank you, Catherine Redier. I don't usually toot my own horn or my guide's horn. I just assume you guys remember, and if it's relevant to teaching something, I'll bring it up, but usually I'll try to just be like, hopefully you'll remember. The Karma train has left the station. Absolutely. Gosh, that's the truth. Judy Christensen, thank you. And Sue F, thank you. I haven't even done anything yet. I'm just sitting here. Yes, this was a long time coming. Yeah. And it's funny because sorry, Adam, I just wanted to say in our Intuit Club, our message, spirit guided message, had to do with being humble. And I did mention in that thing that I said I did wonder if this was going to start happening this month. And it's just reminding us to, as we crow, as we celebrate about the idea of staying humble, because just the way the wind can blow this way, it can blow that way. So, but I think we've earned the right to at least say ha ha ha. And I said I plan on gloating just a little bit, because it's been a long time coming, and we've been put through hell. Let's just say it. Elizabeth Fuller, thank you. We have been put through the ringer, right? We've been put through the ringer, so we deserve to say a little bit of ha 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 ha. Just a little bit. Okay. Yes, we have been put through the ringer. Thank you, Mountain Dancer. Okay, go ahead, Adam. Sorry. I'm ready. So I'm going to be answering your questions, and here we go. Trump responds, I am an innocent man. Also, I won the 2020 election. And also, I never sleep without a horse during damn meals. Also, again, I'm fit as a fiddle and weigh 200 pounds. I'm not bald, you are. Exactly. Exactly. That's him. Deflection man. So Trump has been indicted finally. Will the criminal Oompa Loompa actually go to jail at the end of this process? Okay, that's what we were looking at. So I want to ask about that, and I'm going to ask in a way because I know that all guides they follow the most likely. Where is the energy headed? What's the most likely thing from where we are sitting right now? And so I'm going to ask them, what is the likelihood of him actually seeing jail time? So they're saying about 75%. They actually do believe that, and you know, people are presumed innocent, and you know, but they do feel like they're letting me know that he is very, very likely to be found guilty. They just have way too much, and there's more coming. There's more stuff coming. There's more charges coming, is what they just said. So there's more coming. It's not just him. There's more stuff coming, and witnesses. They're saying witnesses. So there's witnesses coming. So they're with all of this. They're saying about 75%, and I think that 25 is probably just it's a former president. You know, how do we handle this? So there may be that kind of thing, because it feels like the 25% is a lot of fear, and I just heard elections, so part of it has to do with the election. He's running for president, right? What is it? We need to understand that it sets precedences, I guess, and so there may be some nervousness about it, but 75% is a pretty high percentage. I think I would take those odds, actually, personally. Not 50-50. Is there a chance of Trump dying before all this goes down? Now, that's the other thing, right? So let me ask the likelihood of that as well. Because that's the other factor, I think, here is his just the awful health he's in, and then the stress that that he would be under with all of this. And there's more to come, right? This isn't even half of it. This is like he's only 3 cases in, right? He's lost one already, and then there's these other ones. He's you know, I don't know why Saudi Arabia is coming up, but I just wanted to mention that. So Saudi Arabia is coming up for some reason. They're showing like the chest area. I think they're just letting us know there's a there's a problem there that could come into play. Even put him like in the hospital, or, delay some of this stuff or something. But there is a chest, they're like circling the chest area, showing the chest area. So there's something that is sensitive there that could be triggered or could be a problem. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Do you see charges of or serious discussion of treason? So definitely discussions about it. Whether there'll be an actual, I feel like it's like, I feel like the espionage stuff is more likely. For some reason, treason, it just is like, I'm not seeing it as a charge, at least yet, but discussions about it, absolutely. But I'm not getting a clear yes about a charge of it, of actual treason. I don't know why, but talking about wording, how. So I don't know if there's like a technicality or something why they can't call it treason or something like that. So maybe it will come down to some kind of technical reason they can't say treason, but it seems like there's a technicality about it. Okay, so yeah, but there's definitely discussions about it. Absolutely. Is Jim Jordan crying his guts out right now? Did MTG's troll head explode like in Where's Let's Start? Okay, let's see. Okay. And Adam and I like to have fun with the just FYI, with the questions and the way this is treated on Thursday Night Live, because we have to laugh, otherwise we will cry. And we will become so sad and so frustrated. But we like to blow off some steam on Thursday Night Live, so that's why the snarkiness sometimes. Okay. Jordan, tell me about Jim Jordan and Marjorie. They're both in this camp of, this is good for him. This is good for us. We can get money off of this. We can ask people for money for the Republicans. They're in the camp right now of this could be good for us, and you might see actually a lot of people asking for money, they're coming to get us, so give us money, that kind of thing. So I feel like in a way, they're doing what they always do, which is how could this benefit me? How could this benefit us? That kind of thing. But it's more about me. So I feel like they are looking at ways this could be good for them, which is just gross, right? Just, it's just very different way of living life. Ugh. How many of Trump's inner circle may be charged? Okay, let's ask. So before, I remember getting over a dozen, like over 12. So I'm going to see if that number has changed. Has it gone up because of all of this? What if it has changed? I'm getting 12 to 15. So I feel like maybe they're adding people as we speak or deciding whether to add people. I kind of feel like they're deciding who is, like, who can be a witness versus who should be charged, who we can get to turn and be a witness. I feel like Mark Meadows might be in that camp. That he might be. I mean, I just have to say it. I just feel like he has just given them everything and will give them anything they want. I feel like he really, really does not want any of this. He doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want to be caught up in this. He doesn't want any part of this. And he doesn't care how it looks. I just feel like he just wants out of this. That's just how he strikes me. He made a deal. Wait, what is that? Mark Meadows. Where'd that go? Mark Meadows made a plea. Mark Meadows made a deal to plead guilty on lesser charges. Okay. Like I said, that's what I was getting, was that he's just giving up everything and he doesn't want any part of this, and he doesn't care what it means. He doesn't want to go to jail. He just does not want to go to jail, but he doesn't want to be caught up in this anymore. Yeah, I agree with you, Jane. Yeah. And Janice, yes. Will he be labeled a traitor? Yes. That I got early on, was that he will be known as Benedict Arnold. I got that loud and clear. So, and that was a long, long time ago. I just heard as loud as could be in my ear, Benedict Arnold. That's what he will be compared to. So yeah. Yeah. In the public sphere. At any point, will they take Trump's passport so he can't fly out to Saudi Arabia? Maybe that's why I heard Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so let's see if they're going to watch him just to make sure he doesn't flee. Surveilled. So I feel like they're going to surveil him. They're going to be watching him. I don't know if they'll actually take his passport. I feel like they might not do that to not freak him out, but I feel like, they're going to surveil him. They're going to be watching him. Yeah. How does Melania feel about this? Yes. Melania. So all these people just seem like they're just thinking about themselves. It is on to me, it seems like on the outside, she's like, how dare they do this? How could they do this? But it's about her. It's about what does this mean for me? How will this affect me? How will it affect her son? Will they take our money? I mean, it's very much directed at her own fears about what it may mean for her. But outwardly to others or to him or whatever, it's like, oh, it's outrageous. How could they do this? But, he's surrounded himself with people just like him. They don't care, they care about themselves and their own careers and their own, what it means for them and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Melania remarry. See if I get the same thing. That I've gotten before. Let me just make sure. So what I've always gotten with her, and I'm getting almost this exact same image of her on a yacht. I've always gotten her marrying some rich bazillionaire in another country, and she leaves the United States. That's what I've always seen with her. I feel like it's an older man. I feel like he's very wealthy, and he definitely has a yacht because I always see her on the yacht. But I also feel like it's someone overseas, someone that she married. Yeah, just like Jackie O, very much like that. I feel like she's going to try to be protected that way from, because it's not just going to be Trump. It's going to be his family. They're going to be seen as really traitorous people and selling the country out, and maybe not to his most ardent supporters, that whatever that's going to end up being 10%, 15% of just people that will not believe it, but everybody else is going to know. And to protect herself and her own stuff and her kids, that's what I see her doing. And I've seen that for a long time, but I always check to make sure if anything's changed. But so yes, for her protection, she will remarry. And she's used to being married, right? For just because convenience, money, whatever. She doesn't really, there isn't, she's from what I can see, I'm, for entertainment purposes only, it's just what I can pick up, a very shallow person. So. Okay, Ivanka Trump. We're going to call her Ivanka Trump. We don't care that she wants to change her name now. And Don Jr. and Eric Trump, will they be involved in Jack Smith's case? Thank you, Courtney. Okay. I see them more caught up in the January 6th more than, and I just saw Don Jr. on the witness stand, so he may be a witness for something. So they may be charged or witnesses, but I see them more with the January 6th rather than documents. Or the documents case. So I would say yes for the document for the January 6th, but I just saw him, like I said, on the witness stand. So maybe I may be picking up on what they have in mind for Don Jr. They may offer him some kind of deal or something like that to testify or to whatever. But I'm seeing like tweets So it may have to do with tweets that he sent or that he has or something like that. So that's what I got. Will Barron Trump ever change his last name, perhaps to Never Trump? I was never a Trump. Don't ask me that. Okay. Barron. This is for entertainment purposes only. I know that he's just a young man. Hasn't done anything except been born into this awful situation. I'm not getting a full picture, but I feel like it definitely is a possibility. I feel like that he may take the last name of the new husband of Melania. That hasn't even happened yet, but I feel like there may be something there where he takes on, she changes her name, so he changes his name. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. I think he may change it, but I think it may be for a reason, but it may be also convenient to change it. Awakening with Susan, you just got that too. So I got too. Yeah. Will Jack Smith's DOJ get a neutral judge given the trial will be held in Florida? Okay. I'm getting the word jurisdiction, so I feel like there may be something he knows about the jurisdiction that he's comfortable with. Jurisdiction, yeah. I just heard slam dunk. So I feel like they're very comfortable with what may or may not happen in Florida. They think it's a slam dunk. They're not worried about any of that. They're not worried about the judge. They're not worried about picking a jury. They're not worried about that in Florida for whatever reason. I think they know where they're going to be and what's likely to be going on in that jurisdiction. So I feel like they're comfortable with it. And I heard slam dunk, so I feel like they think it's a slam dunk. Will the indictment affect Trump's run for 2024? Yes, I just heard yes. That's not even, I don't even have to look at that. Yes, it will. It will. And that may be the way he is out of the race. We had talked about this before, how I've never seen him or DeSantis getting the nomination. And that could be why. If there's some reason that DeSantis doesn't make it into the top whatever, and then Trump's out, it may be someone else. But I've never seen either of them getting the nomination this time. Now, in 4 years, it really could be DeSantis and Gavin Newsom. I'm picking that up pretty strongly. So that may be the case. I'm not sure why I'm not picking up Kamala Harris yet. We're not anywhere near there yet. So maybe that's why. Maybe she hasn't decided yet what she's going to do. But yeah, but yes, it is going to affect his run. Yeah, no to Satan, no 45. I've never seen that. No, not one time. If they do, they do, but I've never seen that. If not Trump, if not DeSantis, then who? Christie? Christie. Let's look at Christie and see what his deal is all about. What's his deal? I've always said I feel like the energy of the person, because maybe they're not in it yet, or maybe they are and we just don't know, is kind of more like on that Christian kind of, straight arrow kind of person. So that's what I always get. And more of a Pence, more of a maybe Christie, more of a that type. So almost a Romney type, but not Mitt Romney, but almost that type of person. So we'll see. Maybe all of this is going to change the tune of the Republican Party as a whole, and they're just going to be like, we're not going to be riding with these people anymore. So we'll see. But someone said Asa Hutchinson, and I thought that could be a possibility. But Christie, let's look at Christie and see what his deal is. How is he going to do? Christie. So I'm getting things like the bomb thrower, the peanut gallery. I feel like his goal right now is to get on to the debate stage and annihilate Trump. That's his goal. It is like he wants to be president, but it's also, if I can't be president, I'm going to make sure Trump can't be president. So someone else can. But I feel like that's what he feels his number one job is stopping him. It doesn't mean that I don't think he wants to be president or doesn't want to, isn't running for that reason. But I feel like in his mind, it's like, if I do anything, that's what I need to do. Stop that guy. He thinks he almost died because of Trump. Why would he?
Well, I think he got COVID twice.
Yeah, I was going to say he had COVID. That's exactly
I think he got it twice.
Yep.
And he did, and he was in the ICU.
He blames Trump for that. He's out to get him. That's exactly right. It is the fact he had COVID. Yep. He almost died because of COVID. You're absolutely right, guys. Yeah, that was interesting how that came in, because that is exactly right. So it was very hard on him and his family, and he is out to stop Trump. He sees him as extremely, extremely dangerous, and he is still angry. So there you go. Will Trump be charged for the January 6th insurrection, or will the DOJ focus on the documents? I do believe he's going to be charged for January 6th. I just heard it's in the works. So I feel like they're working on it now. It feels like he's going to be. And it feels like a big deal. It feels like a big deal. It feels like there are so many people involved, and so yeah, I feel like we've never ever seen anything like this, and it's going to be unbelievable. So, and that's why I'm like, not hesitating, because I feel like they're going to do it, but I do feel like it is going to it's going to be a big deal when it happens. And it's going to involve a lot of people and a lot of witnesses, a lot of charges, and it will kind of disrupt everything for a little while. So it is a big, big deal. Who's in charge of this big deal? It will be the Justice Department. I mean, it will be Jack Smith, but it will be the Justice Department, along with Jack Smith, I guess. But it feels huge, you guys. It feels huge. But I also think it's going to be very, it's going to take a lot of courage to do this, because it is going to upset the whole apple cart. It's going to make us make a lot of changes and you know how slow government works and how slow everything is to change and how hard it is for America to look at itself. But I feel like it's time. That's what this is about. And so it's a huge thing, but it's kind of like this can't ever happen again, is kind of what it feels like. When the question comes, how do we do this? Should we do this? Should we not do it? It's like, well, if we don't do this, it may happen again. And that's the point. But it seems like, yes, it does feel like it's going to be televised. It feels like everything's going to be out there, and it's going to be a lot. And we've all been through so much already. I mean, just that we're all still traumatized by the Trump administration, and every time he tweets or not tweets, but what are truths, his stupid stuff that he says, it re-traumatizes us, right? So it'll be a big thing, a big deal. But I think it will be very, and this is just my thoughts on it, but I think it will be cathartic for the people who were, traumatized by all of this, to see all of these people brought to justice and to be able to move on and make changes. It is post-Trump stress disorder. It is. You're right, Karen. I feel it. And whenever he gaslights, it's like it's so triggering to all of us. So yeah, it's scary, but it needs to happen, I think. Trial for their... I bet they will hide. I bet they will hide the jury. They won't, because in Florida especially, there's so many Trump people in Florida. I think they will protect the jury and protect everybody involved. Yeah, because he's going to be on the rampage. He's trying to get people stirred up and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure they will take care of everybody, or do their best to do it, Okay. Why did the PGA merge with LIV Golf after being critical of their Saudi Arabia connection? It's so infuriating. If I was a 9/11 family, I would just be infuriated, so upset. Okay, let's ask and put my anger aside, my disgust aside, just ask the question. Okay. Well, it's a very easy answer. It's money, and also the promise of money, the promise of future money. And an expansion of some kind. So yeah, what you would think, money and expanding. I'm hearing worldwide, but I think it's like like promises that have been made about more money and more money, and more countries and more. It's about money. It's about exactly greed. Exactly. Yep. Yep. Can you read on Putin and the elite oligarchs around him that may be turning on him? Yes. Yes, I can. Step into that delightful Putin energy. That happy guy. Okay. Actually, I'm stepping around him. I'm going to feel like what's around him right now. Losing their shirts. They're afraid of losing their shirts. They feel like they're going to be losing their shirts, their money, their everything they have. They're worried about it. Garakovsky or Garakov or something. I'm not sure who that is. I feel like there's we might be, and this is for entertainment purposes only, we might be hearing about some more exits of some oligarchs, because it feels like there's real tension and nervousness, paranoia with Putin and some of these people. But that Garakovs or something is coming up. I don't know what, I can't quite get the name, and I don't hear names very often, so that's kind of weird, but something may be coming with this particular oligarch. But I feel like he feels they're planning things behind his back or talking behind his back or having meetings behind his back. Deripaska. Yeah, who is that? Who is Deripaska? That's who I'm. That's it. But why am I hearing that? Deripaska.
I'm pretty sure he was the main oligarch who was involved in like funding money to the GOP, and his name's come up tons of times in relation to Trump over the 4 years of his presidency, before and after as well.
Okay. So something may be coming up with him. Maybe he'll be charged with something. Maybe I don't know, but there's something with him coming up because I heard that name out of the blue, and that's kind of weird. But I do feel like we might hear about some exits of some oligarchs, because Trump, they're interchangeable. Putin is getting very, very paranoid. He thinks there are, and I think he may be right, actually, but there are things going on behind his back. He believes people are talking about getting rid of him, talking about him. These drones are making him very, very nervous, and he keeps thinking that it could be people. He wants to think that it's people in Ukraine, but some of his own people are telling him, no, it's people around. It's like people that hate you. So I feel like somebody's kind of feeding that paranoia a little bit. It's somebody in the military. This is the point, right? We've seen this in history, right? When this gets to this point and people around him start pushing each other out of the way to try to be the next person in line, because they see him faltering. But that's what I'm getting. So I'm going to leave it at that. But that's the what's kind of going on around him, and that's what it feels like. That's the energy around him right now, and that's where he is mentally right now. Very paranoid. Yeah, I've always seen that too. C'est la vie, that they would go. I almost felt like they would go like within a couple of weeks of each other or a couple of days of each other for entertainment purposes only. But that is, I think you're spot on with that. Will there be actual civil unrest because of any of his many prosections? What is that?
Oh, sorry. A typo. Prosecutions.
Civil unrest. Oh, with Trump. Okay. Will there be any civil unrest? I do actually see some things, but it's not on the scale he would like it to be. It's not January 6th. To me, it feels like here and there. And I don't think anybody's hurt. I don't think it's anything like that. It feels like here and there and sporadic, not on a scale or an organized scale like January 6th. So it doesn't feel like that. It feels like I did hear an explosion though. So there might be some attempts, but I don't feel like, I guess we can't say that for sure, but it doesn't feel like people get hurt. It just feels sporadic here and there and nothing on a large scale. It feels small. But I did hear an explosion for some reason. So maybe there will be some kind of explosive or explosives, but it will be more like intimidation, that kind of thing, rather than actually hurting people. It doesn't feel like people get hurt. It just feels like we're mad, so this is what we're doing. It feels like that. We want to express our anger, that kind of thing. Okay. Would people in government be willing to let Trump flee rather than go to prison? No. I'm not getting that at all. At least the people that are involved in the cases we know about, it's like they want him in jail. They don't want him going anywhere. I actually feel like they think he really is a threat to the United States. They don't want him out and about. They don't want him running around. Yeah. It's not their wish. If it happened, it happened, but it's not how they'd like to handle it. $1532 people in the chat on this glorious day that we finally got to. The happiest day. It's nice that justice is a thing. Still, we were beginning to wonder, right? Okay, last question, not Trump related. Okay, that's okay. After he died, did Pat Robertson ask, "What the hell are you people here?" when he arrived in heaven? Who says he's in heaven? No. Let's see. Let's just check in on Pat Robertson. So they're saying that he made it. You know, he's on the other side, clearly, but he had his own life mission or plans or things that and so what they can tell us is that some of his life plan had to do a lot with leading and following, kind of a lot of black and white thinking and seeing things in black and white. But a lot of things about they're saying about leading and following. And it's interesting. I actually think that he might be somebody very interesting to chat with later on once he's had some time to assimilate and get back to his spirit self and know what's really going on, and how he looks back at his life. It might be very interesting to see what he actually makes of it once he, remembers who he really is, and what he did with his life. So it will be interesting to check back in with him. But that's what I'm getting about him, and that's the information they'll give us, about him. So there you are. Well, thanks everybody. Enjoy your evening, everybody. To paraphrase Trump after January 6th, this day is yours forever. It is ours forever. He loves us. Go home. All right. Thanks, Adam. Thank you, everyone. I will do name checking now. If you'd like your name checked, just put in a little name thing at the bottom and I will be saying your name and I'll say thank you to you personally. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. So Mimi Rose, Lightworks, thank you so much. And thank you for all the donations that came in. It was just really nice. Roxanne M, Lightworks, Sandra in Connecticut, Melissa Miller, Sharon Sipe, Bitsy, thank you so much. Nancy, Tom Check. We'll look at China next time. I think that would be a good one to talk about next time. So make a note of that, Adam. We'll do a China section next time, or a couple of questions about China, because they're kind of going crazy. Nancy, Tom Check, Sharon, Janice Connett, Sharon Sipe, Celeste, AJ Lowe, Cynthia Pierce, Katie Z, Wild Heart, AJ Lowe, Deanne DFL Rocks, Flora D, thanks so much, Patricia Franzino, Lama Bryant, Delilah Gillis, Michelle Tom, Louisa M, Connie B, and Connie, it was so nice to meet you at I got to meet lots of you guys at Sedona. It was so fun. Deborah Hoven, Tarot by the Bay, Jean Mizalowski, Wendy P, T Barb, Jane Finley English, Emerald Green, Sarah Lawrence, Azealia, Ann Rudd, Tarot by the Bay, Carol Lamb, thanks so much. Spirit Watcher, Suzanne, Michelle Tom, thanks guys. Jess R, thank you. Heather, Little Sparrow Tarot, thanks so much. Brenda Jo, Melissa Miller, Lucretia Valdez, Yahoo, thank you. Nadine B, Samelia Bankel, thanks so much. Craig Dixon. Hi, Craig. Wendy P. Noelle Douglas. Thanks, Noelle. Don Broadbent. Thankful Grace. Rebecca Davis. Juju B. 444. Spirit made me do it. Thanks, guys. Neptune's other daughter. Sweetie Darling Lulu. Sacred Hog. Flora D. Susan Bame. Biscotti Luigi. Yeah, happy Indictment Day, Azalea. Stephanie Craig, Pegasus, Carol Michael. Love you too. Love you too, Deanne. See you. Anna Mikado. Rita R. Berry 53. Goo Clark Bar. Cosmic Toga Party. Mary Adam Meck. Michelle My Bell, thank you. David Meckham, thanks, David. Let's see. Linda Thompson, Rita Moon. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Connie. I'll let Cassie and her hubby know. Yes, prayers they get their visa near very soon so they can come home. Jamie Johnson, Jean Nizalowski. I already said that one, but it's fun to say. Sarah Marcus, MK Karen M. Awakening with Susan, Monique S. Joan Murphy, Cheryl McLemore. I know, I'm so excited too. Kimmy G, Sharon Seif, Linda Cheryl, Arlene Noriega. Oh, and tonight on Lawrence, Rachel Maddow is going to be on, so I think that's on right now. At least it is on the West Coast. Pegasus, thank you. Roxanne M, just visiting. Juju B444. Lisa Lou. Kelly Brown, thank you. Celeste, Padre House Cat. Sally Herr. Lily Rose. Tammy Aldrich. Jean, I just keep saying your name, Jean Nizalowski. Liz L, Susan Garland. Angie, Brenda Joe, Prince Charming's mom, thank you. And I'll say hi to Luca. Equus 3333, thank you. Sparky, thanks. Cat Mama Meows do drop in. Thank you so much. Jean Nizalowski again. Cat's Cauldron. Starfish HHING. Conroy. Sleeping Giants Awaken, Slumber No More. Yay! Celeste. Sandra Wilcox. Angie. Lily Rose. Thank you, Lily Rose, for the super sticker. Monique S. Sarah Marcus. Okay. Betty Cantrell. Gigi by the Sea. Pamela Doss. Christine BR. C'est la vie. Sue F. Angie. Christine BR. I think I said that one already. Anita Garolo. David David Curley. Exactly. Yeah, we don't know where he is. Jamie Johnson. All right, guys. I think I got everybody, at least everybody that wanted to be tapped on the shoulder. All right, guys. Have a good night. I will see you in a couple. I'll see you probably over next week at some point. I'll put up a video and we'll talk more about what's going on. And I will see you guys soon. All right.